Well, there we go then. Uh, Domain name branding. It's not organic SEO, but it probably is. It's probably search engine or whatever it is. I don't do SEO, right? Yeah, I just over the years I've found. You see, this is as silly as it gets, right? I've only been in. I'm not even in domain names. I just buy domain names based on my interests. I buy domain names based on I have tech venture, tech concept ideas, and I just buy domain names based on them. And which got me into domain names, but it got me into buying GTLDs around about January 2014. It's just about when all the trendy domain names started to come out, the extensions, yeah. That's my cup of tea. But I was told GTLDs are rubbish, GTLD.com is everything and all that. .com is only everything if your industry or service sector is not a GTLD, and then if it is a GTLD, .com is useless, it's surplus to requirements. The .com is not required. There's a GTLD industry or service sector is much more relevant to a business in that industry and service sector. Excuse me, just pick my nose a bit here. I've got itchy nose. But so I've been buying domain names for about 6 years. Just if I've got the odd 10 quid here and there, I just buy a domain name, GTLD or something like that. Sometimes you get 2 GTLDs for less than 10 quid. It's just sitting there, got doing it. So and this is not organic SEO, but it is in a way, because allegedly Google want to go down the brand route and not rank keyword domain names. But GTLDs are effectively one word dot another word, which is 2 keywords effectively. One is a brand or a keyword, industry sector, and the second is also like a 2-word industry sector. The first word and second word separated by a dot in the middle. No .com on the end, because none needed for if your industry. Let's just say you're into photography, for example. There is a dot photography GTLD. There is a dot photos GTLD. So we wouldn't want a brand photos.com. What's the point of having .com on the end? No point, is there? So then I've got 18. I don't know why. Excuse me. But But then, although I've only been buying domain GTLDs for around about 6 years, and I've not sold any. Nothing of any value anyway. Let's just say I couldn't buy a takeaway with what I've sold. And and the people on social media don't really see me like this. They don't know what I look like this. But I'm followed by some decent people in the domain name space. I just waffle, and I'm on my name MP in the domain name place. People know me there. I'm a top contributor. Even though I've not sold a domain, but I've just owned a few domains. So eventually, when GTLDs are recognised by the wider public, they'll realise that I've probably owned some of the best there is. That were not valued as anything worth having any value. This is silly, I guess. But if Google allegedly wants to go down the brand route and go away from keyword domain names as ranking organic SEO, and I prefer it. I wouldn't say I would never pay, but I don't need to pay. But I buy keyword-based organic SEO domain names, so they organically rank in Google for free instead of having to pay per click. But apparently Google wants to go away from that into the brand thing. But let's just say you want to get a plumbing domain name, right? So let's just say you want to find a plumber in Google, right? You're not going to invent up a brand name that you don't currently know is a brand name, and if you made it up, would it be a plumbing brand name? No, because all you're going to do is type in plumber into Google and press search, and plumber, Google is going to show you the results for plumbers in your county, right? And you're going to just pick one from either the map, where you'll see where they are on the map, or you'll just scroll down and you'll think, oh, I recognise them names, and you'll just click on that listing and you'll probably buy from that person. But you can't, as good as brandables are, until a brand becomes a household name, a brand is only a brand that has to put in their website address tags the keywords of the industry sector that they're in. So then they start either advertising on the telly. No one even watches TV anymore, so it's a waste of time. So, because they're too busy making videos on YouTube. I've not watched TV for donkey years. So, yeah, but that's where we are. You can't type in a brand that you don't know the brand of, and it be a brand of a company you want to use. You can't, can you? So you're going to type in the keyword, and Google will probably rank all the brands and not rank the keywords, right? Which is probably how they're going to do it, but people still have to type in a keyword. If a plumber or a florist or whatever, car company, you're going to type in cars. You're going to type in florist. You're going to type in as keywords, organic SEO keywords. And if you've got your extension on the end, say you're a florist and it is flowers, because in a GTLD you've got dot flowers, you're going to have, that will rank, because automatically that ranks flat. So let's say anything you like dot flowers, it's going to rank quite high actually, because anything is A is near to A, isn't it? Anything you like dot flowers. And you've got .com, there's only for .com on the end, is there? Because you've got .flowers, and if you're in the flower industry, the florist industry, you're going to want .flowers, aren't you? Instead of .com, which is meaningless. .flowers is your industry if you're in flowers. If you're in plumbing, you can have .plumbing, can't you? If you're in cleaning, you can have .cleaning, can't you? There's so many GTLD extensions, but I get so much waffle saying, oh, must have .com, must have .com is the best. And it is. If you've got a 2-letter .com worth £1 million, yeah, yes, fine, where all the brokers want to hop around the top 0.25% of all domain names, brokering multi-million. If you've got a domain name that's worth £2,000 and you pay a broker 20%, £200, no one wants to know about that because they're too busy trying to get 5% of £10 million domain name, whatever it is. There's no brokers in the bottom end of the domain name industry. There's not. So that's just me waffling on about brands, because I think my video might end now. It's 8 minutes or so, whatever. Yeah, but so keywords are still relevant to organic and easy to remember. Even like your town or city .plumbing. Virtually impossible because you know the town because you live in it. And plumbing will rank in plumbing in Google. So it'd just be your town .plumbing or your town .cleaning. Or this is the GTLDs. But then again, even though I've only been buying domain names from 2014, I've had an interest in personalised number plates for 40 years. And number plates are listed alphabetically, numerically, in a database. But it's always numbers first and then letters, not letters and numbers. So anything with a number on it first will always be A in an alphabetical index. Okay. Just like when you used to have to search in an alphabetical numerical database, which I've done for 40 years manually and on a computer, on online, you know straight away where to go and what to find or how, which is why the likes of Amazon, the richest person on earth, has a.co. That's his website address. It's virtually impossible to forget. And that is the basics of short works both sides of the dot, which means there's no need for .com, is there, apart from... Is there a need for .com? But I've had to listen to so much waffle saying .com is perfect, everything. And it ain't really, is it? Because .co is shorter than .com, isn't it? If you want to go short is both sides of the dot, not just one side, but a .com. And if you go down the .com, if you go into emoji domain names with the XN hyphen, yeah, there is various versions of .com in emoji. So you need to steer away from the .com emojis. If you had like a.com, there's quite a few emoji.coms using the XN hyphen. But then you'd have to understand emoji domain names, which I do. Good fun.